सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्. We are in third Shatkam, the final chapter, that is chapter number 18, Moksha Sanyasa Yogam. And we have completed up to 16th sloka. And we have just started 17th sloka, we have not yet completed. So we'll take up 17th sloka once and again. Yasya naham kruto bhavo buddhirasya na lipyate hatvapi saiman lokan nahanti na nibadhyate. Yasya, whoever is the person, ahankrutaha bhavaha, na, I am the doer. With this feeling, he is not doing it. He doesn't have the kartrutva bhavam. I am the karta, I am the doer. That kind of feeling he is not having. Yasya buddhihi na lipyate. Whose mind is not engrossed with mundane things and mundane affairs. Saha, such person, such a jnani, iman lokan, even though in this world, hatva api, even though he kills people, nahanti, na nibadhyate, he is not counted as the killer, nor he is tainted by any kind of papam. Yasya ahankrutaha bhavaha na, yasya buddhihi na lipyate, saha iman lokan hatva api, nahanti, na nibadhyate. So, the person whose mind is, whose mindset is in such a way that I am not the karta, I am not the bhokta. So this kind of mental makeup he has, and he is not so much engrossed with worldly things, and he is not engrossed in the karmas. And such a jnani, even though he kills in this world, he kills someone in this world, he doesn't accrue papam, nor he is bound by any kind of papam. So, this is a totally vyatirekam. In the previous slokam we have seen anvayam, now vyatirekam. Anvaya vyatирeka paddhati. So, here Paramatma is talking about jnani. Whoever listens to Shastra for quite long time, consistently for a long time, so he understands that he is having two kinds of entities. One is called Chaitanyam, the other one is called Achetanam. So Jada and Chetana Amsha, that is the proper mixture of both Jada and Chetanam, is this Jiva. This is what his understanding is. He is a mixture of Atma and Anatma. He is not simply, a listener. He completed Sravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam for consistently a long period of time under an able and competent guru. So, because of this long exposure of Shastra and the doubtless knowledge and Nididhyasanam, his mind is reveling in Atma. So, he understands the reality. He understands that his reality is Atma. Though he is doing the transactions in day-to-day world, he is not tainted by these worldly things. So, this body, it does some transaction, but the transaction is merely belonging to body, mind, sense complex, not to him. Not to him means not to him as Atma. Atma doesn't do anything, so it is neither karta nor bhokta. This kind of clear understanding he has. So with this understanding, he is doing the transactions. Yasya means for the jnani, whose mind is refined, So, in the previous sloka, Paramatma said Akruta Buddhihi. That means he was referring to an ajnani. Now, in this particular sloka, is talking about the refined mind. That is Samskrita Buddhi. That is for a jnani, how he understands Yasya Kruta Bhavaha na asti. So he doesn't have too much of obsession towards this body, mind, sense complex. So he gives as much importance as the body, mind, sense complex requires. Not beyond that. He doesn't woo the body. He doesn't woo the body, mind, sense complex. Guna guneshu vartante. Indriyardeshu vartante. So he understands this gross body is part of this creation. This body, mind, sense complex, it is bound by desam and kalam. It is bound by time and space. So whatever the changes that occur to this body, mind, sense complex, he cannot halt, he cannot change, he cannot stop. They are all natural. So he takes them granted. Tasmad aparharya ardhe natvam sochitum arhasi. So whatever you can change, you can change. But those situations which you cannot mend, which you cannot change, there's no point brooding over that. When you talk about the body, mind, sense complex, it has to undergo lot many changes. When it is in the winter season, you have to undergo the chilly feeling. And you should not feel bad about it. When it is summer, you sweat. So this is a natural consequence. So you should not have that ahankrita bhavaha. Ahankrita bhavaha na asti. That means he doesn't have kartrutva bhavana. Yasya buddhihi na lipyate. So if he doesn't entertain that kartrutva bhavana, he doesn't have that bhoktrutva bhavana also. For a jnani, he doesn't take him as a kartar bhokta. He will not say, why me? Unlike an ajnani. So he is simply continuing the balance life because the prarabdha is still continuing. So he understands Bhagavan has given this prarabdha, and until the prarabdha is over, he has to continue. So karma cannot give directly happiness or sorrow. It can give only happiness and sorrow through some medium. So it can be through a mosquito, or it can be through the family members, or it can be from the boss. So like that, it gets, spent by different sources. So he understands this is all his prarabdha. So he will not say, why me? So yasya na lipyate. So for him, that bhoktrutva bhavana is also not there. Kartrutva bhavana is not there. Kartrutva bhavana is not there. Bhoktrutva bhavana is also not there. Iman lokan hatva api. So as long as he lives like a jnani, so he has to perform the duties. He has to transact with this world. If he is a sannyasi, then there are certain duties in the sannyasa ashrama he has to perform. As a gruhastu, he has got umpteen number of responsibilities he has to undergo. He has to bring up the children, and he has to take care of the old parents. And if he is a kshatriya especially, for example, like Arjuna, he has to fight for the dharma palana, dharma samstapana, he has to do it. So when he is fighting, naturally he has to kill people. So even though he kills good number of people in the war, he will not accrue papam. That's what Paramatma wants to highlight here. Because this entire bodha, the entire teaching is taking place in the war field. Saha api hatva. Even though he kills many people, iman lokan. So he is showing his hand and showing the enemy army. Iman lokan hatva. Even though you kill these people, nothing is going to happen. So even though you kill Bhishma and Drona, don't show any compassion towards them. Even though you kill them, even though you take up this himsa pravrutti, nahanti na nibhadyate. You do not get the papam of that killing. You are not called a killer. You don't get that karma phala. Karma phala, you are not tainted by the karma phala because you are not even a bhokta. Only if you are, so much obsessed with the body, mind, sense complex, so all these problems will come. So because you are detached with the body, mind, sense complex and you are reveling in the Atma, so as Atma, you are neither a killer nor killed. So this is what Paramatma wants to say. With this, the Jnana Yoga portion is over. So we are taking up a new portion. In fact, if you want to do anything, there are only two things. One is purification of the mind, which is called Karma Yoga. That Karma Yoga can be achieved by Japam, Puja, Yogam, social service, pilgrimage, charity, bhajan, and so on. There are so many umpteen number of ways to purify your mind. For Chitta Suddhi, you have got good number of sadhanas, practices. By doing all this, you get the qualification to get into Jnana Yogam. So Jnana Yogyata Prapti you will get by Karma Yogam. So you understand that you are the Nitya Mukta Suddha Purushaha. So in order to learn this, you have to understand Jnana Yoga. In order to understand Jnana Yoga, you have to do all this sadhana. So if you understand Jnana Yogam by Guru's teaching, you understand that you are a Nitya Mukta. So the step is initially you have to purify the mind, and then next step is understand Atma Jnanam. So first thing is Chitta Suddhi, then Atma Jnanam. If you get Atma Jnanam by Sravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam, you can achieve the moksha. You can get liberated. You will get liberated. So here we have to understand one thing. Once you get that purification of the mind, in order to come to the Jnana Yogam, how do you know whether you are purified, whether you are having purified mind or not? That's a big question. If you look at yourself and you do not know whether you are totally purified or not. So this question lingers in all sadhakas. So for this, our Swamiji often gives an example. If you are able to assimilate the knowledge, if you are able to understand the knowledge, if you are able to digest the knowledge, that means your mind is purified. And secondly, if you are able to sustain means if you are able to contain, if you are able to continue the listening of Vedanta consistently for a long period of time, that means you are very much qualified and you have got Chitta Suddhi and Chitta Vaisalyata. This itself is the proof that you have got the purity of mind and the broadening, the broadness, the purity of the mind and the broadness of the mind. Now, with this we have completed 17th sloka, which talks about the Jnana Yogam portion. Now, Paramatma is taking a total, a different aspect. He is once again giving the entire Gita Saram, the essence of Gita, from 18th sloka to 40th sloka, from a different angle. So, Paramatma is dividing the entire portion into 6 different aspects. So each aspect he divides them into three. That is Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. So what are those 6 topics? If you understand these 6 topics, that means you understood Bhagavad Gita proper. So before going to the 6 topics, Paramatma wants to give an introduction to these 6 topics. So whatever be the transaction you take up, whatever be the kriya kalapam, or whatever be the actions you are doing here, you are taking up, then there are two types of transactions. One is called karma vyavaharam, the other is called jnana vyavaharam. The transactions belonging to karma, the transactions belonging to jnana. So two major division. Karma-wise transactions, jnana-wise transactions. Karma vyavaharam, jnana vyavaharam. Only these two things you will be doing. So either you will be doing or you will be understanding. These are the only two things which we do in general. So in the entire life we will be only taking karma vyavaharam or jnana vyavaharam. So if you look at this, there is a sequence. Already we have seen this. Janati ichchati etati. Janati ichchati etati. Janati means jnana vyavaharam. So before karma vyavahara, before getting into the action, first you will be taking up the jnana vyavahara. So we have to understand a particular thing, whether you like it or you don't like it, you understand. Accordingly, you will act. Then ichchati. Ichchati means supposing you understand about a particular thing, then you develop a liking or dislike. You whether if you understand about a particular thing, then you develop the likes and you develop the likes and dislikes about the things you understand. Then if you like that object, you try to get that. So you try so many ways to get that object. If you like a person, you want to meet him again and again. If you like that place, you want to go there again and again. So this is how you get that pravrutti marga. Supposing you don't like a person, you want to avoid that person. Even if you see him coming in the opposite direction, you try to change the route. So this is called nivrutti margam. So this happens because of the hatred. So initially you should have some knowledge about the object. When you have that knowledge about the object, you may like it or you may dislike it. You may get ragam or dvesham. So depending on ragam or dvesham, you will do your action. If you have ragam, you get pravrutti margam. If you have dvesham, you take up nivrutti margam. So both together, we can call it yatati. Yatati means you do some action, either towards pravrutti or nivrutti. So the entire thing you can understand as janati ichchati yatati. So first you understand, then you like it, then you go after it. Or you understand, you don't like it, you avoid. So these are the things, the entire life, it revolves around these three things only. What are these three things? Janati, ichchati, etati. So if you look at the newspapers, they are totally, clustered by advertisements. Different, traders, they keep on pouring their advertisements into the newspaper. So even though you don't like it, you are forced to read or forced to listen these advertisements, forced to concentrate on these advertisements. Therefore, you develop some liking. So first you understand janati, then ichchati, then yatati. Once you develop the liking, then you slowly try to acquire this. So if you look at this entire life, between 20 and 25 years, while you are in the studying period, as a student, you are leading your life between 20 and 25. During that time, the entire life is spent in learning process. There in that process, the karma is less, the action is less. So you don't have enough time to spend or to extend your help to your family. So you are more into study. Once you finish your study, you are after employment. So once you complete your study, people will ask you, now your study is over, what will you do? Then you will say, I want to take up this job. I want to do business, or I want to do research. So like that, I want to do business. I want to take up this employment. Like that you will say. That means once the jnanam part is over, then you have to go into the action. Whatever is your liking, you will take up the corresponding action. So it is like that. You have to continue doing this. So this is, this ichchati is a very funny thing. You can never complete this wants. How many wants you have? You get n number of wants. Our Chinmayanandaji, he tells, supposing you start with 10 desires. By the time you finish the 9th desire, how many desires are left? If you ask, mathematically saying only one desire must be left. But by the time you finish the 9th desire, then 100 desires are there in the queue, waiting for you to fulfill. So there is no end to the desire. This ichchati word is a very, very funny thing. So as long as the man is not satiated, this word ichchati keeps on troubling the person. Kaman yaha kamayate manyamanaha saha kamabirjayate tatra tatra paryapta kamasya krutatmanastu ihaiva sarve praviliyanti kamaha. In Mundakopanishad, we get this mantra. So whatever be the desires you have, if you die with unfulfilled desires, then you take birth in that place and try to fulfill your desire. So this is the journey of a person. So if you look at this jnana vyavahara, there is a triputi. Triputi means jnana vyavahara takes up with the 3 important aspects. One is called jnanam, jneyam and jnata. All the 3 things are required. When it comes to karma vyavahara, again triputi is there. 3 things are there. Triad is there. What is the triad? Karta, karanam, karma. So when will this cycle stop? The cycle will continue on and on. This karma triputi will continue on and on and on until and unless you come to jnana marga. If and only if you acquire atma jnanam and understand that you are a purna purusha, you don't require any outside things to make you happy. This karma vyavahara, this karma keeps on revolving. So this is what Paramatma wants to discuss now. So we will enter into sloka number 18. Jnanam jneyam parijnata trivida karma chodana karanam karma karteti trivida karma sangraha. Parijnata, one who knows. Jnanam means the knowledge. Jneyam, the thing which is to be known. So the knower, the knowledge, and the thing which we have to know. So 3 things are required. Parijnata, jnata, jnanam and jneyam. These are the things required for jnana vyavaharam. Karma chodana, in order to make you run around, make you do some action. Trividaha, there are 3 things which are required. Karanam means the instrument. Karma means the action. And karta means the person who is doing that action. Iti karma sangraha. This is called karma in short. Trividaha. So karma is 3 types, jnanam is 3 types. Threefold. Karma is threefold, jnanam is threefold. Jnanam jneyam parijnata iti trivida karma chodana asti. Karanam karma karta iti trividaha karma sangraha asti. So, the knower, the knowledge, and the vastu that is to be known. So, this way, the karma is three different types. Then, so this way, the knower, the known, the knower, the knowledge, and the knowable object. This is how the jnanam is three types. Jnana vyavaharam is three types. In the similar way, karma prarana is three types. One is called karta, then kriya. Like that, three different things are there. So, in order to get knowledge or in order to do some karma, you need three items. Triputi. Triputi is required. So, jnana triputi is different, karma triputi is different. So, if you look at this, the triad towards the jnanam, the jnanam is jnanam, jnayam, parijnata. Parijnata or jnata, simply you can say jnata also. So, jnanam means the knowledge. Then jnayam, the object, which you have to know. Jnata means the person who knows about that object, the subject. Subject is jnata, object is jnayam. Then knowledge is the information about that object. So, trivida karma chodana. So, these three things, that is jnana vyavaharam, this jnana vyavaharam will trigger, will propel karma. They trigger karma. Because of this jnanam, you feel like doing something. So, any person who is knowledgeable, mundane knowledge he has got. So, he is deep into the actions. In olden days, in the village life, people, they do not know many things. They don't have so much of desires as the present modern persons have. They don't have cell phones, they don't have TV, they don't have the, different kinds of gadgets. Their life was so happy and they were leading a very peaceful life. So, if they have leisure, they go for pilgrimage and all that. Now, the things have changed totally. The desires have gone multifold. The desires grown into manifold. Even if you get holidays, people, the moment you get holidays, the children will ask you, where will you take? So, you can't have a peaceful life in day-to-day life, especially in the modern days. What is this life full of care? We have no time to stand and stay. This is what Davis says. So there is no time to watch the nature. So life is always running around. That too, when you get cell phones, there is not a requirement of the third person. There is no requirement of a second person. Simply the people are engrossed with this cell phone. They are totally lost. From children to the old person, all people are totally engaged with cell phones. Therefore, jnanam, jnayam, parijnata, this triputi, it triggers the karma. Here we have to understand one thing. Jnanam, it will create a kind of desire, and it will prompt the person to do some action. But if you want to truncate, if you want to stop this action, if you want to stop this running around, then you have to take up Atma Jnanam. The Laukika Jnanam will trigger action, but Atma Jnanam will not. Atma Jnanam will give you the Purnatvam, will tell you that you are a Purna Purusha. So once you know your own reality, you don't run around. So except Atmajnanam, any other knowledge will make you run around. This is what Paramatma mentioned in second chapter, 55th sloka. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan pardha manogatan atmanyev atmana tushtaha sthita prajnas tadotyate sthita prajnaha tadotyate. So a jnani revels in Atma and he realizes that he is a Purna Purusha. He doesn't have any desire. He is whole and complete. There is no inadequacy in him. So he doesn't run around. Karma, karanam karma karteti. So for karma vyavhara, you need triputi. What is that triputi? Karta, karma, and the karanam. These are the three things. Karma, karanam, and karta. Karanam means it is instrument with which you can take up the action. So karma is the object, karta is the subject, and karanam is the instrument which links the object and which links subject and object. Trividaha karma sangraha. So this triputi, within the domain of this triputi, the entire karma vyavhara takes place. For jnana vyavhara, 3 are required. Karma vyavhara, 3 are required. This is what Paramatma clearly mentioned in these 2 slokas. Now we will proceed to sloka number 19. Jnanam karma cha karta cha tridaiva guna bedataha prochyate guna sankhyane yadavat shruntanyapi. Guna sankhyane. In the Sankhya Shastra, jnanam cha karma cha, jnanam and karma, karta, guna bhedata, by virtue of their gunas, tridha, they are again threefold. Tridha eva prochyate, they are mentioned as 3 types, or threefold. Tani api, may you understand, yadhavat, may you understand them in brief. Sruno, may you listen to me. Jnanam karma cha karta cha trida eva gunabhedata. Trida eva gunabhedataha. Guna sankhyane prochyate tani api yathavat sruno. So in Sankhya Shastra, the jnanam and karma, they are threefold by virtue of gunabheda. So the 3 are mentioned. The 3 I am going to explain. May you understand carefully. In the previous sloka, we have got 6 items. Karma was 3 items, Jnanam was 3 items. Paramatma has taken 3 items. What are the 3 items Paramatma took? Jnanam, karma and karta. Jnanam means the laukika jnanam. Karma means the action. Karta means the doer. So all the 3 items, they can be again classified into 3 again. Each one you can classify into 3 like that. Tridaiva guna bhedataha. By virtue of the difference in their attributes, you can divide them into 3. Which one you want to divide them into 3? Jnanam, karma and karta. These 3 things can be further, each one you can divide them into 3 like that. By virtue of their attitude. What are the 3 attitudes? What are the 3 gunas that you can talk about? Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. So, jnanam wise we have got Sattvika jnanam, Rajasika jnanam and Tamasika jnanam. And coming to the second item, which is called karma, you have got Sattvika karma, Rajasika karma, Tamasika karma. Coming to the karta, the doer, you have got Sattvika karta, Rajasika karta, Tamasika karta. So, in toto, there are 9 items, 9 aspects. So, you may wonder, where did you get all these things? So Paramatma is saying, Guna Sankhyane Prochyate. So Guna Sankhya means in Sankhya Darsanam. So these three, that is three attributes are mentioned there. So Vedanta has taken up these three gunas from Sankhya Shastra. So here we have to understand Vedanta is, not supporting Sankhya Shastra. That doesn't mean it will totally deny the Sankhya Shastra. Wherever there are good things, wherever there are certain things which are acceptable by Vedam, Shruti and Yukti, then we can always take it up and we can also include in Vedanta. That is our approach. We don't totally deny anything. So if there is something which is acceptable by Shruti and Yukti, we welcome that. So it is like that, some people, they are too much Swadesi. They don't like any foreign aspects. They don't want to utter the word foreign. So as a result, they are so much averse to technology. They don't want to use computer. They don't want to use the communication system and all that. Because they want only the desi thing. If it is not developed by the country, then they don't take it up. So this is one extremity. The other extremity is there are some people who like only foreign things. They don't care the local things. The local talent, the local beauty, the natural things here, the natural things that happen here, the beauty of this homeland, they don't like. So both are extremes. So the right approach is moderation. Wherever there is a good thing, wherever there is something which you can accept and enjoy the beauty of that particular thing, you can always accept and take it up. So that should be the right approach. So here Paramatma took from Sankhya Shastra, which is not acceptable otherwise by the philosophy of Sankhya Shastra is not accepted by Vedanta. But certain things which are mentioned in Sankhya Shastra is in favor of Shruti and Yukti. So we can accept them. So Paramatma took this with compassion and he is mentioning here. So Guna Sankhya means in the Sankhya Shastra, it is mentioned. It is not his own concoction. That's what we have to understand. So merely by having some kind of fancy towards certain things, you cannot take a decision. Yukti yuktam vachograkhyam baladapi sukadapi yuktihinam vachatyadyam vruddhadapi sukadapi. So whatever is logical, you have to take it up, even though it is from a child, even if it is said by Sukha Maharshi. For Sukha, there are two meanings. Sukha means a parrot, Sukha means Sukha Maharshi. So you can always accept good suggestions. Even the suggestion is from a child or even the suggestion is from Sukha Maharshi. So, Yuktihinam vachatyadyam vruddhadapi sukadapi. Even Sukha tells you or some elderly person tells you, if it is not in favor of logic, not in favor of Yukti. Yukti means Shruti Sammata Tarkam. It is not Kavara Tarkam. Shruti Sammata Tarkam. If it is Shruti Sammata Tarkam, you can accept. If it is not, even though it is from an elderly person or even if it is from Sukha Maharshi, you need not accept. So this is the rule. So Paramatma, he took this idea from Sankhya Shastra because he has tested and this is in tune with Shruti and Yukti. Tani api srunu, may you understand, yathavat means whatever I tell you, you take it without any dilution, without any kind of diversion. May you understand this carefully and try to analyze. So here he has taken Jnanam, Karma, Karta, and each one he is taking up into three items. So total 9 items he has taken up. From sloka number 20 up to 22nd, that means 20, 21, 22nd, it talks about the introduction of this particular topic. So, jnanam, karma, karta, of these 3 aspects, initially Paramatma wants to talk about jnanam. So, this is what he is going to take up from sloka number 20th. And in sloka number 20th, he is talking about sattvic jnanam, and in the 21st he talks about the rajasic jnanam. In the 22nd he talks about the tamasic jnanam. So before defining the jnanam as sattvic, rajasic and tamasic jnanam, these are useful for atma jnanam. So from tamasic jnanam you have to come to rajasic jnanam, from rajasic jnanam you have to come to sattvic jnanam. Then only you are eligible for atma jnanam. This is the idea. So first we will see what are these 3 types of jnanams. First one is tamasic jnanam. So whatever initially is in front of you, you think that is real. So initially only my gross body appears to me. So this gross body is given by my parents. So I understand myself as the child of my parents, and I develop a kind of respect towards them. As they grow old, I feel they are getting old. So I feel bad that they are, slowly sinking. And it is so that even the same situation comes to me. So I don't want to die. I want to live a day more. So this is what we call Dehatma Buddhi. So in this stage, if one questions, who am I? So if he questions that, he understands that he is this very body itself. So without this body, is there anything else? Even the scientists, they say this is the body mind sense complex. That is jiva. Even the entire medical science concentrates on this gross body. So they talk that you are this body mind sense complex. So this is what we call tamasic jnana. Tamasic jnana means you don't think beyond this body. As the days pass by, slowly you come out of this dehatma bhavana. That means the body itself is the atma. This was the original feeling. This was the feeling in the beginning. Even Shastra supports this. So slowly he comes towards the Vedanta Shastra or the Vedam. So he will get certain doubts. Who am I? Am I the body? Or am I something else beyond this body? Do I have a rebirth? Did I underwent the previous janma? So this kind of feeling slowly gets fortified by different articles and different incidents in the day-to-day life. We keep on talking about child prodigy. A girl at her 5th year, she is declared as a very knowledgeable person in music, Vidwan Saralu. She is a great music, she's a great musician. Why this happens? Because in her previous janma she was a great musician, and she continued the vasanas even in this janma. So she became one. Similarly, a person at a very early age becomes a world champion in chess. So like this, we keep on listening about the real life stories, which gives us an idea that previous Janma is there. So, with this kind of information, slowly our mind shifts from body to the mind. So I am different from the body. I am this mind. This mind is the mind which is carried over janmas. The same mind is carried over throughout my janmas. So this body is like a rented house. So this body I'm going to shed here and I'm going to acquire new body, but my mind continues. That's why the child prodigy, is there. So that Purvajanma Vasanas are there because the same mind is continuing. So from body, my mind shifts to Sushma Sariram. So even after the fall of this body, the mind continues, the mind travels and it enters into a new body. So I continue my travel even after the death along with the same mind. Manas sashtan indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Shariram yadavapnoti etyapyut kramati iswara. Gruhi tvaitani sanyati vayur gandha nivasayat. So I am this Sushma Sariram. So from body to body I keep on traveling. These bodies are like robes I wear. So when I leave this body, I will enter into another body. I will travel from loka to loka. So as a mind, I don't have death. So this mind continues. The same mind I had in the previous janma, and I carried the vasanas of my previous janma. This is what I have. So with this understanding, I understand I am not the body, but I am the mind. As mind, I don't have death. I will continue after the death also. This is called Rajasic Jnana. Then Satvik Jnanam. Satvik Jnanam means after you continue with this Rajasic Jnanam, you will be performing the Pitru Devatas, Sraddha Karmas and all that. So Vedanta gives you further knowledge that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the karta, you are not the bhokta, you don't have sanchita, agami and prarabdha, you are beyond all this, you are the Chaitanya Tattvam. So you are the Chaitanya Tattvam means you don't have this kind of travel and all that, you are all pervading. This all pervading consciousness is your reality. You are eternal. You are the only tattvam, the only principle that is real. Ekam nityam saram satyam. That is your reality. So as Chaitanya Tattvam, you are eternal. So from the point of Chaitanya Tattvam, you are akarta and abhokta. Earlier, as the tamasic jnanam, as you have the tamasic jnanam, you are karta bhokta. As rajasic jnanam, you are karta bhokta. As you acquire the sattvic jnanam, that means when you understand that you are atma, your reality is atma. As atma, you are asanga, you are akarta, and you are abhokta. You don't acquire papam and punyam. So there are three stages. Who you are. So in order to analyze, you can understand this in three different stages. Stage one. Stage one is, I am this body, I am this sariram. So this kind of feeling, you get it initially. This is a very rudimentary feeling. Everyone will get. This happens with all the mundane books and the mundane experiences. This is what we call tamasika jnanam. This tamasic jnanam is the very first stage of our understanding. Then slowly you understand that there is another stage which is higher than this. So you enter into second stage. And in the second stage, you understand that you are the mind. And this you understand because of the Veda Purvam, which talks about the mind, which continues even after death. So this knowledge is called Rajasika Jnanam. Rajasika Jnanam tells you that you are the mind. Then you understand that there is another stage which is much superior to this. So that stage is called the Sattvika Jnana. This you get through Vedanta. Vedanta tells you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are the witnessing consciousness. You are much beyond this. You are not the three bodies. You are not the Panchakosas. You are not three avasthas. You are the Sakshi Chaitanya Tattvam. You are Sat Chit Ananda Swarupam. This you get it by understanding Vedanta under a competent Srotriya Brahmanishta Guru. So this is called Sattvika Jnana. So with this, I will stop today. We will continue in the next class. Om Tat Sat Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.